Radical accountability for marketing and sales results. Let's talk about it. So, this is a super popular concept going around in the business coaching sphere. And at the surface level, I love it. I think it's great to learn from everything as an entrepreneur, especially your quote unquote failures, because this is what helps you to grow. This is what helps you, if you do this in a healthy way, to depersonalize the results, to treat marketing as an experiment, not a test, to take a lot of the pressure and mixing up of what's happening in your business and the value of your work and your worthiness as a person. I think this is on the surface a good practice. Analyzing what is leading to the results, especially the ones you're not happy with in marketing and sales in your business, rather than just wishing it away or trying not to think about it or just hoping it'll get better someday without really trying to determine what led to us getting here. But here's the thing. I think the view and the way this is explained is often extremely reductionist to the point of causing harm. So number one, data means absolutely nothing out of context. And all of us, every single one, even if you're in a business services, business coaching, marketing coaching, creative services agency role yourself, and this is your work, you do this all day, every day for other people, you need other eyes on your data to help you put it in context without letting the stories that are holding you back and are a likely part of the scenario that is leading to you not getting the results you want in your business and are coloring the way you are seeing everything, approaching everything, including data, like how your sales are going, like how your marketing is going. You need other people to help pull you out of your head, allow you to see from more than your limited perspective. All of us have limited perspectives because we are limited by our experiences and our knowledge base, which is not infinite. So you need other people to look at what you're looking at and help you put it in a helpful, useful, healthy context. Now, the other people that you are trusting with this sensitive, important task, you need to be really wise about who you are trusting to help you here. Because a lot of folks that ask you for radical accountability when you look at your business and marketing results are missing some of the radical that needs to be part of the radical accountability. As in, the systems that are creating barriers to you being able to show up effectively in your marketing, including ones you have internalized. This requires not just lip service to things like class issues, ableism, systemic inequities and injustice, wage gaps, etc. Do you hear what I'm talking about here? So, some of us are going to have more barriers than others, unfortunately, because of the world we live in, to work through in order to show up effectively, fully owning the value of our work, fully feeling comfortable showing up unmasked in our marketing, setting down the masks that have been forced on us our whole lives. So to follow the advice of the messaging and the authenticity and the knowing your worth and charging appropriately, to follow the advice of anyone telling you to do that, you're going to have to figure out how to unmask. And setting those masks down requires care and to be treated like the profound work that it is, and to not be written off, and to not be attributed to someone's failure or not doing enough mindset work or what have you. And it really gets me that this isn't more recognized in these business coaching zones, especially ones that pay service to wanting to create socially just, socially aware businesses and who are marketing themselves to folks who are marginalized, to have that all go away in the instruction of how do you do messaging, how do you do marketing, how do you make all this money. The other issue I see with this radical accountability, the way it's popularly talked about from celebrity business coaches and very popular coaches that even I look up to and admire often, is that part of what they are teaching you to do, the most popular system out there that they are teaching you, is to psych yourself up to sell to people who can afford high ticket prices. And there's not a lot of nuance that is explained in this system. And if you're like, that's actually not my ideal client, that's not who I feel aligned serving, the popular rebuttal is that's a limiting belief on your part. And it's very like, well, if you make enough money, then you can offer all these scholarships and free resources, which sounds nice in theory, but how has trickle-down economics really worked out? This is just a rehashing in woker, wooer circles of a form of trickle-down economics. And to tell someone you only need to be talking to people who have access to 10K, 12K, even if they're maxing it out on credit cards, it's asking you to focus on, target, address only people of a certain rather extensive level of privilege. Now, if that's your person, there's nothing wrong with that. That is okay if that feels aligned with you. If it feels aligned for you to market to that person and sell to that person and sell at those prices, there's nothing wrong. But if you are someone where you're like, that's not my aligned client, that's not who I feel the most joy, the most fulfillment working with, which means not that you're doing something wrong, not that your beliefs are limited, not that you are failing somehow to believe in yourself and work on your mind enough. It simply means you need a different business model than the one they're selling that only teaches you how to sell to people with access to immense sums of money. You simply need a different business model. You need a different marketing approach. You need a different sales mechanism, and you need different mindset work. And it's very upsetting to me how often this nuance is lost, and it's simply attributed to the person who's like, that audience just does not feel aligned to my work, to me as a provider, to be told that's simply your limiting beliefs. That is some bullshit. That is some bullshit. I'm sorry. The other thing I want to caution you about here, about having to be really careful about who you invest in, who you trust sharing the sensitive data with to help you try to figure out what's going on, why you're not getting the marketing and sales results you want. Some business coaches are going to be more invested in you buying into their system, their way of thinking, their process, their leadership, than they are and you finding what works for you. And so you realizing some of what they're telling you to do is out of alignment, and you speaking up about that, even respectfully, is going to get them to try to pressure you that you're wrong, which is very classic. A flawed system benefits from you, the individual, believing that it's your fault that the flawed system didn't work for you. There are so many instances where this is true, and unfortunately, in several celebrity, well-known business coaches, this is pretty evident in their body of work to me as well. And this is not to say their teachings aren't worthwhile, they don't genuinely help people, they're not great to follow. I just want to empower you with discernment that you do not have to accept everything you're being told. And if your body regularly feels bad by what your mentor, your coach, your consultant, your expert is telling you to do, or the way they are interpreting your business and your data, and not bad in a way that feels like growing pains, like, yes, this is what I need to hit my next level to get where I want to go. That's a different type of discomfort than this feels wrong. This makes me feel icky. I feel drained trying to follow this advice. I feel exhausted. I feel burnt out. That is not a sign that you are failing, that you are messing up, that you are just not good enough to follow this person's advice. That is a sign this person's advice is not aligned for you and not aligned for your business. And it's time to find someone else who can support you in a way that is much healthier for you and will actually get you results that work for you, not just in terms of money, but how you feel when you're doing the work to get those results, because your experience matters. How you feel doing the business matters. And your vision for your business matters, because perhaps if you do everything they say, exactly how they say it, you can achieve their vision for business. But it's not going to feel fulfilling to you because it's not your vision for business. So this is where it's really important when you're choosing a mentor, a coach, a consultant to invest in, both financially in terms of time, attention, money, but also emotionally. You're trusting them with your vulnerability in business. Entrepreneurship is hard. It's emotional. They say that thing for a reason, that it's the most intense personal development work you'll ever do, because it is. It is, especially if you have a personal brand. Who you're trusting to support you through this process matters a lot. And the thing I think really separates the healthy mentorship from the unhealthy and even culty is, are they fostering your empowerment? So you're allowed to say no. You're allowed to say when it's not aligned. You're allowed to say, I tried it. I don't think I want to keep doing that because it feels wrong, without them having an ego meltdown and tantrum and trying to convince you you're the problem. And when the primary requirement for you continuing to receive support from them is you buying into everything they say. One creates empowerment, one creates dependence. And the empowerment, the support system that you invest in, the coach, the expert, the consultant who fosters empowerment, you increasing your trust in yourself, you believing yourself more, you believing in yourself more, you advocating for yourself more, that is ultimately going to get you farther and better results than the expert that promises to make you some fancy sort of money or get you some fancy sort of lifestyle if you abandon yourself in the process, and if you simply do what they say and trust their guidance over your own truth, wisdom, vision. It's a really important distinction. And I'm saying this with so much passion because I've had so many clients whose work genuinely makes people's lives better. It makes the world better that their work exists, their art, their music, their healing practice, who have nearly lost the love for what they're doing, have nearly lost hope that it's valuable and meaningful and that they had this vision for a business for a reason. That was nearly broken, fractured, because they went to some of these coaches, consultants, experts who tried to sever that link, that connection to what is meaningful and fulfilling to them about their work, and told them there's only this one way to do things. There's only this one way to market. There's only this one group, insular group of really high ticket people that you can market to and have your business work. That shit is draining. That shit's exhausting. And you deserve better than that. You deserve better than that. And I know At first, it feels more comforting to go with the person that's like, I can get you X amount of money in X amount of days, because the uncertainty of entrepreneurship is really emotionally challenging to handle. It's really emotionally challenging to handle. But the more money, the more clients, the more visibility, the more responsibility, the more attention you get. You might have different struggles than where's my next paycheck coming from, but you're still going to have really intense bouts of uncertainty and facing new things you haven't had to face before, just on a bigger fucking scale. And you are going to be more equipped to handle it, to stay in this long term, to thrive, to be able to hold this bigness if you have invested in empowering yourself, not simply someone giving you all of the answers and telling you what to do and severing your connection to your truth, what you want, your work, your people, your vision. Okay, rant over. If you want the healthy kind of radical accountability that's actually radical and factors in all this shit, I'd love to work with you. DM me. Let's hop on a Zoom coffee. We can chat about how I can support you. Okay, love you. Bye.